We are live, we are direct with the She Leads, She Sells series with Jill Hart. 600 podcasting episodes. Deep, she will help you to attract clients with podcasting, but also help you be featured on other people's podcasts as well. Discovering the keys to attraction and guest podcasting. She has had me on her podcast before. She has a thriving community. She is brilliant. Jill puts the heart back into podcasting. Welcome, Jill.
Thank you. It's really my pleasure to be here, Jay.
Amazing. Why podcasting now? Like in the whole climate of AI and automations, why has this tool become even more important now?
It's person to person contact and connection. And I think that's really the thing that drives podcasting, um, and and inspires people to listen to podcast episodes. They're learning, they're wanting to learn what you have to share, but also they're just wanting to connect with real people. In the world of AI, it's really hard to do an AI podcast. I'm sure it will get there, but it's just not there yet.
Mm-hmm. Ah, that's brilliant. And in terms of what makes your client acquisition system with podcasting different? Like, because I know people probably heard, hey, okay, you're doing podcast. Let's get what your edge is for the people out there in terms of how you do it differently.
I I do it differently in that my main goal is to help people either start a podcast that's effective for attracting clients, or to go on podcasts and set your interview up in a way that's designed to actually attract your ideal clients. I
Okay.
have four main pillars that I talk about when it comes to podcast guesting. And if people will follow those four pillars, the framework, they're in a much better spot to actually reach their ideal clients than just to do what I call random podcast guesting.
Okay. No, perfect. And, if you wouldn't mind, can we touch upon those four pillars?
Absolutely, absolutely. The first one is the foundation. Having what you are intending to talk about already established before you go on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
making sure your links work, knowing where you want to direct the audience. The second one is deciding which podcasts you're going to go on, because
Mm-hmm.
not all podcasts are created equal. And your ideal clients aren't listening to all the podcasts out there. They're listening to specific podcasts out there. And you should try and get on those podcasts rather than wasting your time and the host time, quite frankly, going on other people's podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing is knowing what you're going to say on the podcast. You need to have an idea in your mind about the direction the podcast episode is actually going to go in. And the fourth piece is the piece that most people miss, and that is you have spent time and energy creating this piece of content. Use it. It's yours also. It's not just the host's content. And you can promote it, you can put it out there, you can talk about it. It's like if we use those four pieces all together, it, you can't help but have your episodes and help the podcast that you've gone on be successful.
Amazing. I like the way you break that down. You're such a good teacher, Jill.
Thank you. Thank you. And I like to combine it with Substack, because Substack is a great platform in order to share what you're doing in a meaningful way and to continue the conversation. So, whether you've created the content yourself by hosting someone else's podcast, or you're creating your own podcast over on Substack, it's just a terrific way to um, set your podcast up, but also to get some momentum going with it rather than just depending on sending it out to YouTube and Spotify and Apple and competing with like all of the other
Get it.
podcasts that are out there.
Yeah. So just so we're clear, what does Substack do? Will it create a website and will it automatically give it to Spotify and Apple and these things? Get it some free exposure?
Yes, it does. It
Mm.
the way Substack works is it's a two-part platform. One part is it is originally a newsletter, but it's kind of like a blog in that you can have menu items and tags or categories and sections so you can set it up so that it's really pretty robust as a platform itself.
Hmm.
And you can have a podcast that's hosted on the Substack platform. This is a
Hmm.
free platform to be part of. You can
Oh,
also
wow.
monetize it. So they make their money when you make money with subscribers. So
Okay.
that's just to get that out there. When you set up a podcast on Substack, it will, if you already have a podcast, you can suck all your episodes over and it'll just drop into Substack. And if you're setting up a new podcast, you can either way, you can get an RSS feed, so you can set it up with Spotify and Apple and all the other distribution channels to automatically suck the content out to those places once you've posted it over on Substack. Make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Thanks for sharing that resource with everybody.
The other two parts is that there's a social media side to Substack, which they
Okay.
call notes, but
Yes.
your content that you create on the newsletter side automatically goes over to the social media side, so you get exposure there. It gets posted into Google. The
Okay.
larger ecosphere goes into Google, and it all automatically goes out to your subscriber list, which is basically an email list that you're building over there.
Perfect. What trends are you noticing in the coaching marketplace that might be a cause for concern? And what's your remedy for it?
I think that's a great question. um, Trends in the coaching industry that cause me concern. I, I honestly am not paying that close of attention to that. I,
No, makes sense. I mean, it might be that I know you spoke about earlier, the lack of connection, the AI, like it could be anything that, because I know you're in close proximity and things like that.
I I do see people using AI more, and I personally lean into AI, but I lean into it as a tool that helps me do what I do better rather than try to replace myself. And I
Hmm.
think that I think people that are out there saying, "Oh, you shouldn't ever use AI," are really going to fall behind. I hear people say things like, you shouldn't why should I spend my time and energy buying your $27 course if you're just going to give me an AI a course or
Hmm.
printout? And I think my answer to that is that it's the asking the questions.
Yeah.
We when you're chatting with AI, it's only as good as the questions you ask and your
Yeah.
ability to go back through it and make sure that what the content is that you're creating is accurate and factual. Because AI doesn't know everything, and we are building it as a collective. It's growing. It's like
Hmm.
a kid. It's learning from us. So it's kind of important, I think, for us to all to be contributing to it and training it to go in the direction that we as a collective all around the world would like for it to go, rather than just to let it be driven by anonymous contributors out there.
No, that makes complete sense. Let me know
How do
what
how do
types
you
of
feel
result.
about it?
What's that, sorry?
I said, how do you feel about it?
What about AI?
Uh-huh.
Um, Great question. I see AI as a sparring partner. Like it could be 5 a.m. in the morning and a thought pops up into the head. And so AI just gives the ability to just have a friend beside you to maybe share some ideas, get some research, get creative, and things like that. So I think it's an amplifier of your thoughts. You put good thoughts in, you put good prompts in, it amplifies. Whereas I guess if you try and use it like Google, you might not get the full juice from it because it's the context rather than the content that you give it that will produce the better results in the end.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a
Yeah,
lot. And
yeah,
I think you're spot on in terms of having it having interaction with it, and not just like expecting it to give you the answers, and not
100%.
filter them through your own mind.
100%. Client results. Give me one or two examples of client results that you're proud of that shows what you've been able to maybe do with your podcasting system.
I've helped hundreds of people be able to go on podcasts confidently
Hmm.
and feel like they're they're able to share their message in a concrete way,
Okay.
and to be able to find podcasts where their ideal clients are hanging out. And they have gotten clients from podcast episodes by following my methods.
Yeah, that's perfect. What big goal have you got for over the next 1 year?
My big goals are to grow my school community and my Substack. My school community is all around growing a Substack subscriber base, and in a sustainable way, not like, I'm not promising like thousands and thousands of followers
Hmm.
tomorrow, because that's not realistic. And I know there are people out there that say things like that, but yeah, no. I'm more a practical person. These are the things you can do to have consistent, steady growth rather than overnight success. And I think a lot of it is just doing doing the day-to-day things that you need to do to get your visibility out, or yourself visible out there in the world, and to take care of your clients.
No, that makes complete sense. What challenges are out there right now? Maybe stopping you or maybe hampering you. Like, is there a challenge out there that? Yeah.
Funny you should ask. I'm always struggling with tech, and
Mm.
I'm really a techie person. I love all the different platforms and the things that they provide. Um, but I've been having my struggles with CapCut lately.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
and,
yeah.
and things changing. It's like you get used to something, and then I know Canva inside and out. I've used Canva for probably over a decade. And
Hmm.
I had a way of doing something, and then they decided to change it. It's like, wow, let's slam me all the way back to start again.
Hmm. Yeah, Canva. Good old Canva. Yeah, good old
Yeah.
Canva. Um, Let me know in terms of how do you record your podcast? Like, what do you use to record your podcast?
I use Zoom,
Okay.
and I I upload it to Zoom, and then I I, I have a whole process. So I
Nice.
invite my clients in, and we do a questionnaire, and they book the time that they're going to do it. I do a lot of podcasts during the week, like probably have 30 podcasts scheduled for this month.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
I drop about 3 a week, and I'm well into February right now. I'm recording into February.
Wow. Okay.
So
Nah. Amazing.
so yeah.
Yeah.
I know you
Um.
use Riverside. This is the first time I've been on Riverside.
So your first time on Riverside?
Mhm.
Oh wow. Okay. How have you found the Riverside experience?
Um it's different. I
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Um. I take it different in a good or bad way.
it, I don't really look at things as good or bad. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
different,
No, of
and
course. Yeah.
it's not like I was a little surprised, and I wasn't actually all that prepared. I usually have a background that I use, um, but I like I said, I it was me. I wasn't prepared to like find that background, and I couldn't find it really quickly because it's already up in the other platforms that I've been on, like
Oh, I
StreamYard
see.
or
Yes.
Zoom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
just it's like we
Makes complete sense.
we grow and
And
learn.
tell me, what's your golden tip? Like, we're finishing off now. What's the golden tip for converting a podcast into a book call or client? Like, people might be thinking, hey, I'm hosting my own podcast. What have you seen? How have you seen that translate into clients for yourself and for your people?
That really goes back to Substack and creating content around the episodes that you're doing and having calls to action. I believe that anytime you create content, you should have a call to action. And I would encourage anybody listening to this to
Wow.
please go to heartlifecoach.com/school, and you will get into my school community that will show you how to create a Substack account and how to really get started over there, whether you want to just promote whatever you're doing or you want to use podcasts, guesting or hosting to grow your audience.
Brilliant. Yeah, send that link over. We'll tag it in when we share this
Okay.
clip. It's been very good
But
to connect with you today, Jill. And yeah, let them know how they can. I think you might have mentioned it, but how can they contact you if they want your podcast and services?
um basically just go to heartlifecoach.com, and that's HART lifecoach.com
Okay.
/school SKOOL, and you'll be dropped right into the school community, and you can connect with me there. It's easiest if I only give you one spot. I mean, there's lots of places people can find me. I'm everywhere. that's that's probably the most direct way to do it.
Perfect. Thank you for hopping on today, Jill. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure to join you, Jay.
Amazing. Thank you.